welcome back. I did get some, I cut a piece of the line off. And I realized it's real dark outside, and I don't want to leave that antenna up. So, gonna do an hour after chat, and then we gotta boogie out of here, because I gotta go take that thing down. I gotta go spend time with the kids. I don't want to leave that antenna up. It's too big, too cumbersome. What is up, everybody? Hello. I do have a video clip all queued up here. YouTube hasn't finished processing, so while you can watch it, you can go back and watch the live. I can't get a copy of it to edit, so I'll deal with that later. Maybe I'll post that as a short. All right, let's go see that video. Let's kick the... Oh, the sadness. Here we go. Noise spike, too. That's wild. What? No, stop. Ah, there it goes. What just happened? That did hang on way longer than I expected. What? No, stop. That was very bright. What just happened? What just happened? Okay, look at the house on the far right. Look at my house. Watch. What? No, look how bright it got. What's up? What just happened? I don't know where it is. What just happened? I'll look for it later. I didn't touch anything. What just happened? Look at the side of the house. Flash of light. What just happened? What just happened? That was so bright. What happened? What? No, stop. That's wild. Amp is on. Amp is on. It looks like we're right in the middle of like a noise spike, too. That's wild. What just happened? What? No, stop. Boom. That was so What just happened? So, for reference, here's one of the bulb sections. Look at the burn mark on that one on the top right there. Back and to the left. Back and to the left. There you can see what happens to him. It burned up real good. Real good. Oh, boy. That's the stuff right there. That's the stuff. All right, let's join the Discord. I realize that I don't think we have the browser thing set up, but that's fine. We'll just hang out for a little while in the Discord. All right, let's hop into the Discord and say hello to our friends there. And who do we got? Oh, a good little chunk of people. Here we go.
One of those damn XLR mics. The audio on it is so low that it's unusable. Hey, Josh.
Hey.
Hello.
XLRs, did you put an inline amplifier?
I don't know what to do when, and every time I've gone back and forth because I've got phantom power and non-phantom power. Mm-hmm. I've blown one up because it didn't take phantom power, but it was still so damn low I could never hear it. And then when I got one that did take phantom power, same problem. You would talk into it, no volume at all. Crank the damn thing as high as you could, no volume. And I'm just going to be a USB mic guy. They just work.
So dynamic mics generally need a cloud lifter or some other preamp. Yeah. They can use power, and then condenser mics need the phantom power.
See, I have no idea what y'all are talking about, but sorry, Josh, go ahead.
No, I mean, what he's saying is correct. You have to amplify, preamp the microphone. But it sounds like you've already done that.
You bought a nice microphone, Don. That's the baseline. Dynamics generally cost more, so you bought something decent, and you just needed that little extra piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't know. I had one of those Fosgate red things or whatever, and it had both the Phantom and whatever. And again, I could never get enough volume out of it. And like I said, I just finally just gave up on this whole thing, on all of them. And I don't need one anyway. I'm not really. I can't see why I would need one. You know. But anyway, like I said, I don't want this to be about me, Josh. You've got such limited time, so.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so this is the after chat. We'd like to answer your questions in the after chat. That's our goal anyway. Have you making as much fun as you can in amateur radio, even if it's blowing up Christmas lights, right? So what we do generally is there's a link in the video description to our Discord. You would join there. That helps get you on the voice chat, right? We have a voice chat live. Hashtag live-stream is the text chat, so you can ask your questions there. Or hashtag live-stream / after chat. That's where the voice chat is. So make sure you set a microphone and your speakers and bind a PTT button so that you can PTT when you talk. But we go to first timers first. So is there anybody here in the Discord voice? We'll go around and ask for first timers on YouTube, etc. But first timers first on Discord. Anyone here that'd like to say hi or ask a question? Go ahead.
Hello.
Hey,
Sierra Quebec 9 Alpha Lima Whiskey.
Nice to see you.
First time calling, long time listener. Mm-hmm. I have a question for you. When we can see your Flex journey on YouTube?
Ah, yes. Well, I've still got a lot I'm working with, so I have it working. It's all working correctly. But I'd like to get some of the automation working. And I've been busy with all this end of year stuff, but Kyle A0Z and I are going to be, I'm going to be bugging him, but I will be endeavoring to get some of that set up. Like particularly what I want to work, I got two things that I want to work. The oh shit button, if you will, that you click it and it takes the power away, a web active switch, power switch. I've got that. And then the rotor control, which I have the Green Heron rotor control system. And they're all connected. I just have to do the lifting of getting it onto Node Red or something like that to be able to control. But as far as the Flex things, it's all working as I would expect. There are things that are different, though, like just different that you have to kind of get your mind think in the Flex way, think in the SDR way of doing things instead of just reaching out and hammering a button to make it do the things that you expect it to do. So I'll be working on it. Likely we'll make a video in the future. There's a couple of things I got to make videos on that have been things I've been working on for a little while and just need to, do that.
AGCT and profiles. You need to learn them both.
AGCT.
Are you going to?
Yes. I do have both of those. The profiles, though, I don't have a lot going on with the profiles yet. So I'm maybe I'll bug you about that later, Don.
Yeah, sure.
Are you going to include also StepIR controller into automation?
Well, the StepIR right now follows the radio. So when I have anything, change frequencies, change bands, the StepIR just moves to it immediately. So I don't know that I need to do anything specific there. But maybe we want to add the capability to retract elements or something like that. Possibly. Don't know. I haven't thought about that yet.
Sure, but I'm doing in my home country, in Poland, I'm maintaining my friend's station, and he has two stations, basically his home station and his secondary station that is contest-only station, with two radios, one antenna, one big Polish amplifier, military Polish amplifier, and he has StepIR, but StepIR controller is in his office, in his home. And I'm kinda wanted to do automation on his StepIR in home, but in a shack, the contest shack, because we need the contest shack. Right now, I'm doing it by the application, like I don't remember the name of the application. It's like third-party application to control on his computer with his radio step IR, and I'm remoting into it with this secondary controller on the local network. Okay. So it's kind of backwards to what I expect from it. But it's not the question. The main question from me is, do you play with? Do you want to make a video about cheap remote station operating? What I mean, you can buy a computer like a client computer with, I don't know, $30, $20. Like it's like Raspberry Pi but with x86. And you can add, for example, QDX, the QRP Labs QDX to it, remote into it with TeamViewer or something exactly capable with the same task, and make really, really cheap, like under $100, under $150 remote station to do FT8 and RTTY.
Okay. I haven't dabbled into that yet, but I do find that interesting. Let me put it that way. I don't know. I don't have any setup for that yet.
I made it myself, and it works great, if I can tell you.
Okay. I will. Well, send me some information, or if you've got some easy path to get that set up, I'll take a look.
In direct messages on Discord?
Yeah, absolutely. That would work great. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you also, and sorry for my language. It's not my native language, and I'm trying my best.
You're doing a fantastic job. Completely easy copy. No problem. Appreciate that. Alrighty. Anybody else here for the first time that would like to say hi or ask a question?
Kilo Charlie 1, Uniform Yankee Zulu.
Yankee Zulu, go ahead.
Kilo Charlie 1, Uniform Yankee Zulu. Name is James. Just I followed your stuff for a long time, and appreciate what you're doing for the community, and thanks for what you do, and hope to make a contact with you on the air.
Hey, appreciate that. Thank you very much. Well, I'll probably be on FT8 here shortly. on a regular antenna, not a Christmas light antenna. So we might be able to make that work.
Oh, I'll be standing by.
Very good, very good. Yeah, any questions or anything? Okay.
No questions for me, but appreciate what you do, like I said. Yep. 73.
Cool. All right. Anybody else out here for the first time like to say hi or ask a question? Go ahead.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Alpha Victor X-Ray.
I see Chris. Go ahead. How's it going?
Hello, Josh. I just want to pretty much say the same thing. I appreciate what you do, and I actually watch your videos a lot, recommending what equipment to buy as well as what to avoid. So sad those Kenwood handhelds aren't being made anymore, because I'd probably do my best to save the money for that. Working a minimum wage job, it's difficult to buy some of the equipment. Yeah. I've been fortunate so far, though. My recent purchase, I'm actually going for. I ordered the VTC handheld, the one that does APRS you recommended on your best handhelds of, I think it was 2024. Like I said, I really appreciate what you do, and sorry I wasn't expecting to be able to get to talk during the session, so I didn't have anything planned. Like I said, thank you, Josh, and you have yourself a good one. 73.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, and if anything comes up while we're talking and you want to ask a question, feel free to come back in there. Not a problem whatsoever there. So thank you. And I think you're talking when you mentioned Kenwood, you're talking about the THF6, I'm guessing. Yeah, that's a really, really fun radio. I wish they still made those. Well, I actually don't mind them not making them, because you can find them. I see them often at Hamfest, used swap meets, where you can get a really good one for really cheap. And if I remember correctly, I've got a video on it. There's a website that you can actually go to buy hardware for it, like replacement pieces. So even if you get one that's kind of beat up, no big deal. You can replace a lot of those parts, and that works out just fine. So yeah, right on. Cool. Well, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Let me set my my FT8s here. Yeah, are we good? I think we're all good right now. Nope, DAX is not on. There we go. Amp is off. Let's go ahead and leave the amp off. Jeez. All right, now we're good. Okay, who's next? Anybody on the Discord like to say hi or ask a question? Go ahead.
Hey, Josh, it's Casey. We chatted last week about the infant halfwave out my window with a high noise floor.
Yes, buddy. How's it going?
Hey, good. All right, so I followed what you asked. I killed all the power in my house. I'm still seeing a S9 day and night. I went outside with a VX6R on AM mode with a Yagi, and I was trying to see directionally where anything was. Mm-hmm. Nothing seems too noisy. I live across the street from like the SEPTA rail station, and I'm not getting any noise from that. What I did notice was that I have a AM tower about 1.5 miles away from me, and also an FM tower, and I'm wondering if the AM tower is causing harmonics. And there's something I could do about that?
Yeah, so you can get a bandpass filter or an AM broadcast filter that will attempt to filter out those frequencies. That could help you. It may not solve the problem. The tricky thing, if I remember correctly, you're in the city, and
correct, I'm in Philly.
Yeah, you're surrounded by who knows what RFI generators, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for you, somebody's saying your mic volume is low compared to Discord audio. Okay, let me bump that. So for you, you're likely going to need to play around with filtering if it's an AM station thing, but it could just be RFI. It could just be really, really dirty equipment that somebody has locally to you. And you'd almost have to go and do an RFI hunt to find out where it's coming from.
And I've kind of done that, and I'm sure I could do it better. Mm-hmm. So I went out with the radio, and I tried to listen to see if I could hear any increased static when I was like off of a primary carrier, like from the AM station or anything, and I didn't hear anything. I did reach out to PAR Electronics, and they told me that their filters wouldn't work because the noise is already in the passband.
That's, yeah. That is a thing. So basically what they're saying is your radio is receiving the noise, right?
Is that it? Okay. I'm not fully understanding it. So they think my radio's receiving it, like...
Your antenna's picking it up, basically, is what they're saying.
I have a note that might be helpful.
Okay.
I recently had this problem, and I found out that it was actually the power supply for my radio that was causing the problems, believe it or not.
Yeah, so he
I'm using a BioNO.
He ran off a battery.
Yeah. I'm totally dead to power in my whole house.
Yeah.
I've got an old house, 100-year-old brick house, end-fed half-wave, kind of out pointing at the SEPTA rail line.
Okay. So somebody said QRM eliminator. I tried one of those. I did not have a good experience with the QRM eliminator. Some people do, because it's basically phases out the noise and it just allows you to hear a lot more of the received audio. The problem is it sounds like you're completely underwater, if you will, of this RFI, this large generated signal. Gosh. You basically have to determine where the noise is coming from, right? So how did you hunt the RFI? Did you go outside of your apartment yet to do it?
Yeah, outside the house, and I walked around, a couple blocks around. Mm-hmm. I felt like a real idiot when I noticed 106 megahertz was so hot, and then I tuned the radio to it, and it was a Spanish music station.
Yeah.
Right, that was FM. And then I saw on the low side, I had an equal signal, about like negative 18 decibels for the AM radio station. That's pretty hot, pretty loud.
Well, but you're just receiving their station, right?
I am just receiving their station.
Right, so you don't know that they're causing a problem.
I don't know that they're causing a problem, but I have the tiny SA that I took out.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty flat, man. I definitely took the tiny SA with the collapsible antenna, and then with like the antenna for the Yaesu VX6R. stuck it on there, and walked around like the Christmas lights. So I know like what it looks like when I have noise. And I'll upload photos here into the chat of what I'm seeing. But
yeah, do that.
Okay, I'll drop them in right now. And I also have a link to the tower. The tower is actually like Farnsworth's tower in Philadelphia. He went there and like set up the first TV tower in the city or something. Kind of cool history.
I don't know where it is, buddy. Coming in here is not making me find it any faster. I looked. I don't know. I have to talk with Mommy when she gets back.
Hey guys, where do I post this? In what?
Hashtag live-stream.
Thanks.
So what I mean specifically is, so let's say you have a frequency on 40 meters or something like that. Let's just say it's FT8, so it's like 7.075. And you've got a radio that you can hold and tune to it. You'd have to almost like walk around on that frequency where you're experiencing the noise using a mode like AM or something like that. And you'll have to use different tactics like body blocking to see if you can, well, okay, you've got a tiny SA. So the tiny SA will go down to that frequency. The problem that you're going to find is that you've got way too much gain on that Yagi antenna. So you'd have to use something like an offset attenuator. In fact, oddly enough, I've got one. I've got an attenuator here that I use for receiving noise. That, let me show you what that looks like. And what we do with this is I get close to the signal, or I get in the direction of where I think the signal's coming from, and then I start adding the attenuation so that we're trying to lower the signal just enough that where the Yagi becomes like a pointable unit again. Because the problem is you're going to have so much power generated around you from this noise that you're going to see it everywhere. It's going to be like S9 everywhere, no matter where you point the Yagi. Is that about what you're experiencing?
That is, yes.
Yeah. So you need something like an attenuator to drop that down enough so that you still get some pointability, directionality out of the antenna. So
okay, I'm just flooded. Okay, got it. So I have to like cut out a bunch of the noise.
Right.
What would be an attenuator I'm looking for? I can't see your screen. I don't know. How do I see your screen? It's not on YouTube. What am I missing? Is it a new YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
YouTube.
All right.
Yeah, new YouTube. I got this from literally. Hold on. Let me hold up my wackadoo RFI locator loop. Oh, look at this! Look at this weird thing. You think you're a weirdo walking around the town? Imagine pulling one of these bad boys out. I got this. Where the hell did this come from? National RF Incorporated, and they actually advertise on the ARRL's website. I don't know that I necessarily recommend it, but that attenuator is pretty good. And if you already have a Yagi, you can do it that way. So let me take a look here. You are on. Yeah, so you're pointing at their frequency, and so yeah, they're going to be radiating on that frequency. You're going to hear them everywhere, but you're getting noise on your frequency, your HF frequency. So right. I doubt that the FM station is the problem. That's far enough away frequency-wise that you're probably not picking anything up on that. But right. The AM station might be interesting to trying to hone in on that one. And by hone in, I don't mean that you can receive the AM signal. I'm assuming you can receive the AM signal with no problem. That's not what I mean. I mean, right. While you are on your preferred HF frequency, that you then go and use your DF equipment, your antenna, and your attenuator to see if you can locate where it's at. That's kind of what you have to do at this point, because the noise didn't go away when you turned the power off. So that means it's not under your control.
Right. And the assumption is that it's mega noise. It's big noise, right?
Well, S9 is big noise, but I've gotten like 10, 20 over S9 noise when we had a power line problem. And so that's, yeah. So you S9 is just full scale, but it's not, well, it's not full scale, but that's a large signal, but it's not the largest signal for interference by any means. So it sounds like you have RFI from something, and you may be able to track it down using the equipment you have with an attenuator. You'll be able to get a lot closer to it with an attenuator than you have to date using other methods.
Okay, got it. And just for an attenuator, I'm having a hard time kind of going back and forth between the videos on the mobile. I'm thinking like this is something that's going to go between the antenna. Mm-hmm. Would you recommend the Yagi, still the Arrow, 2 meter, 70 centimeter Yagi, sure. And then the radio on an AM station? Or do you think I should carry around my Yaesu FD857D?
No. So again, we get nothing from knowing that they transmit. We know they transmit on their frequency. We know that. That helps nothing. Your problem is that you are getting noise on an HF frequency. You need to tune to that HF frequency and try to use the attenuator and your antenna to narrow down where that's coming from. So a tiny SA can be used, no problem, to be able to track that down.
Okay, got it. And I just need to get an attenuator that goes between the antenna and the tiny SA.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. And is there a value of the attenuator? Is it that I'm looking for?
You can see this one is a total of 65 dB total that this will attenuate, and it's in steps. Okay. Yeah. So it's 10. So you start getting close, and you're flooded. Let's say you're just flooded everywhere. You point that thing all over the place, and it's just noise everywhere. Okay. Drop it. Add 10 dB. Did that help? Can you now get some directionality out of where the noise is coming from? No? Okay. Turn the 10 back on, add 20. So now you've added 20. Still not getting it? Well, then add the 10 back in. Now you're at 30. And if you're still not hearing it, then put the 20, the 10 back on, and turn on the 35. If that doesn't help you, then you can add the 10, the 20, etc. So just try out until you get some directionality out of the antenna from where the signal's coming from.
All right, got it. All right, I'll do it and I'll report back. Thank you so much, Josh.
I'm not exactly sure about that. Ham radio K0MAD. I don't know that it won't be directional on HF. I don't know that that's true. But they make loops like I said. This is an active receiving loop that has a little handle that you can use. But this is bidirectional, right?
Just for a little fun info there, Josh, KE0MAD, that's Sean. He's out in Missouri, and he contacted you tonight on your Christmas light antenna on sideband.
Yeah.
Nice guy, actually.
Yeah. I'm with Jody. Remember, he's not transmitting on this. He's just receiving. And if anything, having a Yagi that is for VHF that you connect to an HF radio that's like 40, you have considerable amount of mismatch there for receiving. So that'll actually help you if you have an extremely loud station to get a little bit closer to it, so you get some directionality. Because again, it is transmitting from that whatever that RFI generator is, and you can use that to narrow down where it's coming from. So cool. Makes sense? I hope it makes sense. What just happened here? There we go. Let's clear that up a little bit. All right. Anybody else out there, first time, like to say hi or ask a question? Go ahead.
Kilo Quebec 4, Zulu Lima X-ray, Tyler.
Hey, Tyler. Go ahead, bud.
Hey, Josh. This is my first time here, obviously. My question would be to you. I'm a new ham. I just got my general license.
Nice.
And I'm looking to replace my Baofeng handheld. And I'm looking at the Kenwood THD75A or the YG, whatever that Chinese one that you recommended for this year. Money is an issue, not a major issue, but is the juice worth the squeeze on the Kenwood?
Are you going to use all the juice that they provide?
Well, that's a good question. I'm brand new to this, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's tough to tell most new hams. It's kind of like what do we tell young people when they get their driver's license? Do you put them right behind the wheel of a Mustang GT? Probably not. That's not to say that you can't use all that technology eventually, right? So there's no reason to not step into that if you don't mind it. But the N76 is a great radio that provides a ton of really cool features that you will use, and it's comparable to that of the Kenwood. More so in some cases, if you're an iOS user, you don't need the BB link to be able to do connection for packet to the KISS TNC, which is great.
Comment.
Go ahead, comment.
Hey, Josh. Hey, in one of our test sessions, I heard a really great idea. Get something that you can grow into. Are you looking at an HT? I can't remember the model number you gave.
He said the N76 and the THD75. He's deciding between those two.
Both are HTs.
Yeah.
The other thing is to see what's available in your area, like if there's a lot of D-Star or DMR or Fusion. But both of those are great HTs. I agree with Josh.
Yeah. So go ahead, Don.
Well, I was going to say the 75 has D-Star, but and to be honest with you, I'd skip the digital modes entirely and just because. Well, no, the thing is, if you really want to go and get a hotspot and do all of that stuff, get All Star. It's nowadays with all the things it'll do, it sounds better and everything else. But the point is though, getting that N76 with all the capabilities that thing has, it's a much less expensive radio, and you'll grow into it because it can do APRS and all kinds of things with it. Has a really good APRS interface actually that you can use as opposed to some of the HTs that have APRS built into them. And I don't know. If you really needed, a digital mode, like Joe was saying, just take a look around and see what's around. But that other radio is going to do you. The N76 is going to do you well for quite a long time.
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks, guys.
Comment.
Go ahead, comment.
And if you find out that Fusion is in your area, the FT5DR is without a doubt easy to use, and it lets you use the system Fusion. But that's only if that's in your area.
Yeah. So back to the question, was it Tyler? What are you trying to do a digital mode? What do you think you are interested in right now?
I just am trying to get away from the $18 radio, and I want something that's going to last and be good.
Yeah. Okay. So you probably should use something like Repeater Book to determine what kind of active digital modes there are in your area, and avail yourself of that. I think that would be helpful. So check that out too. Right. So what we're talking about is go to Repeater Book and then pull up repeaters in your area and determine what digital modes for voice they have in your area. So like for instance, that Kenwood runs on D-Star. But if in your area there's no D-Star, then you're basically buying a radio that has a feature set that you'll never really use, right?
Well, without a hotspot.
Without a hotspot, sure. Yeah. There's nothing better than buying a $750 radio and then saying, now I must go buy a $200 hotspot. Not necessarily a good feeling either, right?
In fact, to get good D-Star, I think you have to get one of those almost $400 hotspots, the open spots, because they really work well on D-Star. The other Pi-Star just it tries hard, but
it's a try hard.
Pi-Star works fine.
Yeah. I don't do digital anymore, Frank. The last time I used it, it was horrible.
Hey guys.
Howdy.
Just to I looked, and most of the repeaters in my area are analog still.
Oh, okay. How about let's see, APRS digipeaters. Do you have APRS digipeaters?
Yes.
Okay. Then APRS will be good for you too. That's a fun mode of operation. One of my favorites. So. I think there's no reason why you can't get the N76 and maybe step into the D75 later, or something may change and there'll be newer radios once you're ready again to buy something a little bit more expensive. And it's great. I literally have it right here because I was doing another follow-on video for that KISS TNC capability they added to this. It's a good radio, just fine.
And if you get the N76, you'll have some money left over to get a good antenna.
And a hotspot, potentially, right?
True.
Oh, no. Never mind. It's not digital.
Well,
no digital.
All-Star. All-Star.
Yeah.
All right. Exactly. He could build an All-Star node. And, but I have to agree with both of you. The D75, I love my D75, but it's definitely... There's a lot of radio to it that would not possibly be used.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing what the N7600 brings to the table.
Which one's that?
That's the mobile version, or the new mobile version. The 7500, they've lost that that microphone. They stopped doing it. The microphone that actually shows you where you are.
Oh yeah.
And I disagree with To that using your phone to do while you're driving is a bad idea, and having something that you can look at is a much better deal. And they're supposed to bring back a microphone with a screen on it, so you can tell where you are.
Okay. That's cool.
And it's supposed to be close too.
Very good. All right, well, there you go, Tyler. Hope that helps. Anybody else in there would like to say hi or ask a question on the Discord? We'll take it right now.
KQ4, ZQL, Marvin.
I saw Marvin first, and then we'll go to the next one. Go ahead, Marvin.
Hey, first I wanted to thank you and the VEs. You guys helped me pass my tech about 3 weeks ago, and got my call sign, and kind of follow up on the last comment. I jumped in with the D75 and finally got it hooked up to D-Star. That was a little bit of a task, but finally got it working. And I'm actually using Blue DV and a Android phone as my hotspot, and it works.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, Josh, just real quick. So somebody's running live or video in this chat room. Are we allowing that again?
No. KQ4BPZ. Go ahead and turn off your live video, please. Sometimes you get so many people in here, it will clog and make the chat crash. If it was smaller, just like 4 people, then it would be fine. But yeah. It's thanks though. I do like the live video on Discord when we're just hanging out in the off-topic chat, but not when we're live like this. Sorry. So go back to the question.
So I heard you mention that you were making another video to follow up on using the TNC, which was the question I was going to ask. But as far as getting the most juice out of this radio, I've already started APRS. I prefer APRS.FI on iOS versus APRS Droid. But what other things would I be able to really pull out of using this radio?
Radio Mail. Since you're on iOS, Radio Mail is the best ham radio application you can get. It'll let you do WinLink over packet over that radio. Awesome.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. And again, thank you to you and to all the VEs and 73. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. Got a question. I'll just take it quickly. Can I cover the digital modes? I'm new as of November, so what is what? Yeah, so maybe I'll just snip this and make this an actual video, because this is a question that comes up a lot, and I think people get mightily confused. I still see it in so that repeater video that I made, somebody was talking about how FT8's killing ham radio, and I'm like, that's not what we're talking about here, guys. And it's confusing because we said digital modes. So on an HT, a ham radio handheld, there's digital voice capability, means it's digitizing your analog voice, putting it into a digital format, and then it can go straight to a repeater via RF, or it can go over the internet via a hotspot, right? There are 3 primary digital modes, and that's DMR, Yaesu System Fusion, and D-Star. DMR you see most in Chinese radios. Yaesu System Fusion is Yaesu. And then D-Star is Kenwood and ICOM. They use that mode. And then you have things like P25, which is first responder radios generally, but hams have bought it, set up repeaters using Motorola repeaters. And there are others. We don't need to go through all of them, but that's the largest ones you see. And what it's doing is it's digitizing your voice. It gives you a little bit of a robot-y feel to the way the sound of your voice is. There's some people who really like that. Some people absolutely hate it. So when you buy some of these HTs, they come loaded, if you will, with the feature set for a digital mode. And so if you live in an area where it's mostly DMR repeaters, it's often best if you just buy a DMR radio to be able to use it. The problem is some people don't like DMR that much. The radios are kind of a different type of programming that people may not want to do. And oftentimes for newer hams, some of the digital modes are not that easy to get started with. DMR, from my point of view, is probably the harder one to get started with. P25 is also a little bit difficult. D-Star is probably the easiest, and then Yaesu System Fusion is kind of like right behind D-Star. So that's for voice. That's for transmitting your voice, talking to people over voice. Now, the cool thing is that because these digital modes can be sent over the internet if you use something like a hotspot, like I held up earlier, a hotspot, this will take in RF, connect to your Wi-Fi or your cell phone, and send it out to an internet-connected. It's basically an internet repeater, but it's called a talk group for DMR, and it has other names for different types of modes. The problem is that a lot of people look down on that, and it's still radio. It still counts, at least for that little bit. But because it's so much internet-heavy usage, it's not really radio. It's basically just hanging out on a open mic line, a talk group, if you will, and just chatting with people. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's it is what it is. Now, on the flip side, on high frequency, like what I'm doing above right here, this is FT8. It is a digital mode, but that digital is going from my computer to my radio, and it's transmitting out these data packets. It's not human voice. It's packets of data, and that includes things like my location, the call sign of the person I'm trying to make a contact to, their signal strength that I heard them at, and they reply back to me with the signal strength that they heard me at. And then I can make a contact with those people, with anyone who makes a contact, that I can hear. So, for instance, this N8GSJ, we just made a contact. So that's kind of how that works. There are different types of digital, right? Even in the HT, VHF, UHF space, packet radio is a digital mode of transmitting and receiving information over your radio, but it's not voice, right? So you always kind of have to ask a follow-on question of, okay, digital modes, what type of digital modes? What are you doing with it, right? So that's a bit of a high-level primer on what digital modes are. So I hope that helps a little bit. Okay, there we go. Got that out of the way. All right, who's next? Anybody first time like to say hi or ask a question? Go ahead.
Kilo Bravo 7 OLD. Sorry, go ahead.
I saw Ted. Go ahead, Ted, and then we'll go to the next person.
Yeah, first of all, I wanted to say thank you, Josh, and all the other Don and Smoking Ape and all them. I recently passed my general test, and I also am working on different antenna builds and stuff like that.
Congrats.
And I just you getting me tied in with camstudy.org was what helped me get through my general test.
Sure.
And I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. Do you have a question or anything?
No. Oh, and I recently bought a cherry pie hat from Kits for Hams, and they have been awesome. I was having a real hard time getting my Raspberry set up for ASL3, and I sent it in, and I had a gentleman on the phone helping me out within the day after an email. It was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, that guy that works there is fantastic. When I bought mine, there was something new in the chip that he did not know about. And so when I got it all soldered together, it wasn't working. And he said, oh, and he went through troubleshooting checks with me on the phone and then determined, hey, no, there's something else wrong, send it back. I sent it back, and he had to put a resistor on the board to pull a line up because that was new in his, or in this particular version of that chip. And then he sent it back to me. So, I mean, yeah, they are fantastic guys.
There you go.
Yeah, I even, on my build, I guess my power that was going from my Raspberry to my Pi Hat, it must have poked into one of the solder connections, and I just got it in the mail 4 days later. He sent me a new one.
Oh, that's good service there. Nice support, too. Good. All right. Very good. Well, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. And if anything else comes up, feel free to jump in. So who's next? Anybody first here? Or first-timers like to say hi or ask a question? I think I saw Chris. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wound up having a question. First of all, how well versed are you in WinLink, and how well versed are you in Linux?
I am well versed in WinLink, and I am a stumbling toddler operator on Linux.
Oh, well, I was going to ask if you knew anything about the WinLink client for Linux called PAT. It's terminal operated.
Yeah, I have a laptop that's devoted to Linux, and we had Jason, KM4ACK, out on one of my live streams to explain how to do it. You can pull up my live stream where he was joining us, or go to his channel, KM4ACK. He is the Linux, I would say he's the Linux ham radio guy on YouTube, if you will. And he has a lot of how-to videos on how to set up and run PAT.
All right, thank you. I'm usually pretty well versed in Linux. In fact, pretty much all of my machines I own are Linux operated. I've only got one Windows laptop. I've got my IT computer in my car. It's running Linux. I've got 2 servers, and even the computer, my main system I'm talking to you on right now, is Linux based. I've never been a big fan of Windows, and I don't like all the data collection policies and everything they have. So
sure,
I've mostly gone to Linux, and even my local club makes fun of me for being a Linux operator and just absolutely despising Windows.
Well, it's come a long way in that Linux is good for amateur radio, and so is Mac OS now. Mac OS used to be kind of like the redheaded stepchild of ham radio applications, but it's improved a lot over the years. So you're now kind of at the point where you can do all the things just about in either operating system. So you really just need to pick the one that you're the most comfortable with. Linux is probably the second best versus Windows for options that you have, though. Frank, were you going to say something, or somebody else?
Yeah, I was just going to quickly mention, Chris. Excuse me. I tagged you in the live stream chat with Jason's channel, and Jody dropped a link to Jason's Pat WinLink on Linux right below it.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I appreciate that. I went ahead and opened the link, and I'll have a look at that later. Brain fart. There was something else I wanted to say too. Crap. What was I wanting to say? I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
Well, Jason's stuff, by the way, if you're a Linux guy, Jason's stuff is out on GitHub, and it's fully scripted. So all you got to do is run a script on a Linux box, and it'll set up pretty much everything on there.
There you go. All right. Who's next? Anybody here for the first time like to say hi or ask a question? Go for it. Okay. Perfect timing, because I need to say hi to some YouTube friends, and then we will take a couple of open questions from anybody, and then I'm going to call that an evening, because I got to go, I got to go take down that antenna, and both my kids had extractions today because their mouths are too small for all them teeth. So they are bugging my wife and I about trying to get a Nintendo Switch back that they had taken away months ago because they were using it to play Fortnite, and they had Fortnite taken away. First, Bill, Ham Radio Tectonics. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. How you doing?
First of all, happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas, belated, Happy New Year, and happy other holidays. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing well, other than I blew up my antenna prematurely. But
you knew you were going to blow that up, though.
I knew I was going to blow it up, but prematurely was the key word there.
Yeah, that's how we learn, right? Anyway, hey, I'm Bill, Kilo Zero Whiskey Hotel Whiskey, YouTube channel Ham Radio Tectonics. Just put out a video about an update for the Hobby PCB amplifier, I'm having a lot of fun with that. I love kits. Mm-hmm. And hey, Josh, you're a TX500 guy, kind of, sort of, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's a guy on the internet, a gentleman, I think it's a gentleman, Kilo 1 Tango Delft Golf, and he has put out pretty much the instructions on printable for making your own BP 500, as it were, a battery pack. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. I've got it together. I just got to get the hardware in there, but it works, and I'm excited because you can never get those from, I think it's a ham radio outlet, or from Russia. I can never get my hands on one. So I'm making one, which is what I always wanted to do, using the 3D printer and having fun. But anyway, that's what I'm up to. Be some videos on those sort of things, and everything else I piddle at. And thanks for the shout out. Thanks for calling me out.
I appreciate that. Somebody asked me, it was Jody. Have I put the amp back on a normal antenna? Yeah, I just turned it back on, and I am running at a modest 120 watts. I'm not giving it a lot of drive for reasons. So let me find somebody I can make a contact with here. And let's see. Yeah, we're putting out about 130, 31. So let's give it a little bit more. There's 218. So she working. I don't know why the screen is not displaying. It's not updating, but the control is working. And let me check the... Yeah, what? Yeah, I got a bigger one.
Just wanted to make sure there was proof of life after the light bulb.
Yeah, she's chooching. Yep, we're setting off the fire alarm. So she's working. She's doing all the things we expect her to do. All right, I'm going to turn that back off. We don't need that amp on. Dad amp, though, can go off for a little while. All right. Wait, the amp, I don't think the amp was ever in danger. We had the tuner in line there, and the tuner does a pretty good job of protecting things. So I think we're okay. All right. Good. All
that amp will positively, absolutely shut down immediately if there's a power issue. I got the same amp.
Yeah, I will say that I have never heard that fan be as loud as it was when I had that thing at 100%. It was...
It's got 3 modes.
It was going to take off. It was turned on the turbines, man. It's crazy. What? What's up? I have no idea. I got to finish this to help you guys, though. And if you keep coming in to ask me questions about the Nintendo Switch, I won't be able to finish. And then if I can't finish, I won't be able to help you find it. So let's go ahead and put my stuff down, go inside, go relax a little bit, and then we'll wrap up here, and then I'll help you. Huh? You can search my office, but it's not there, I'm telling you. Okay, go ahead. My wife feels sympathetic, and that's why she's letting them play the Nintendo Switch again. But okay, let's see. Who's next? Dawn, N5SKT. How's it going?
Oh, it's going well, Josh. I dropped a video this week on the that K7 or KFJP or K7JP Metalworks box that I put up. I got it mounted on the side of the shack, and I'm sorry, but I'm really impressed with it because if you look at the video, you can see, at least to me, how well the color that I selected for the box that he did the powder coating on matches the actual wall that I mounted it onto. So it kind of almost disappears onto the wall when it's closed. So I'm feeling really good about it, and I was able to, get the hole saw, get everything done. Mike had brought a battery to me a week or so ago, and I was able to that and the sawhorses. I could set it up there, get it leveled, get it on there. I kind of talk about it in the video, but I've got that done, and now I'm I've got a lot of the coax running there. And yesterday when Jason was doing his little soiree with Giga Parts, I got them to come down a little bit on their lightning arresters, and I was able to buy the rest that I need to fill out the box
Nice.
And I'm going to have to see how I'm going to. So the one thing that I've got Flex that I think you don't have is I've got a Power Genius, and I've got to figure out how to get that over next to the box and get power run out through the box to it, because it uses 12-volt power, and I've already pulled Ethernet through there too, so that I can connect it up to Ethernet. So I've got a number of projects that I'm working on that I need to put on video. So should be able to see those in the next few days as well, or in the next few weeks. I'm just not real good about it. And the one that I did on the Shack box, I did set that video up as a premiere, so that was fun. People actually showed up in the chat, so I know that's no big deal for a lot of people, but I guess it was my first time doing it, and I thought that was kind of cool.
Nice.
So anyway, that's what I got this week.
Cool. All right, I think next and last on the list is Frank and Radio Wilderness. How's it going?
Yeah. Good evening, Josh. I have some very exciting news, and except for a handful of people who happened to stumble across it today, this is big news. I am over the 1,000 sub threshold now.
Congratulations.
So, thank you. I also want to thank you and Mike and Prepham Paul, and I had to kick Quirky James out to let you in because that 10-person limit
I saw
stuff.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's why it wasn't letting you in for a little bit, because I had to kick someone out. I'm like, who do I have to boot? I want to thank everyone for coming on last night. That had 357 views so far, and there was a total of 73 people at my peak while live. So that was actually doing a pretty good video. I have not video, live stream. I am putting out a video again every week from now until ? I have one more video that's lined up ready to go. I have a bunch of shorts that I'm getting ready to get published, so people will be seeing that, and it's just onwards and upwards from here. Now I just got to get those watch views in. I have a play for those that are subscribed to my channel or might subscribe. I have a playlist called Shareables. Feel free to put that on in the background, mute it or whatever, middle of the night, and just let that run through the playlist for the watch hours. That's how a lot of us do it. I'm sure Josh has a playlist as well that he watches air quotes there. And yeah, I'm going to be teaching Johnny VA7 NDL up there in British Columbia. I'm going to be teaching him some SSTV. So that's going to be coming up. Maybe we'll make a video out of it.
Nice. You should make a video indeed. All right. Well, thanks for the update. Congratulations on 1,000 subs. That's big.
Thank you. So what's funny about that? Last night, Thursday night to tonight, I have off. So tonight I go back to work. Middle of the night last night, I woke up at some point to do something medicine wise, and that was about 2:00 in the morning our time, Pacific time. And I just looked at YouTube Studio real quick on my phone. I was at 960 views. I'm like, or subs. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's awesome. I gained 30 something subs.
Yeah.
I woke up to a message this morning on Discord from Freddie Mac, Ham Radio Crusader, saying, congrats on the 1,000.
Nice.
And I wasn't fully awake yet. And I'm like, oh, that poor man. He doesn't realize it's probably going to be another week or two before I get there. And I open YouTube Studio. I'm sitting at like 1,023. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Good for you, dude. It popped up pretty quick. That's good.
Yeah, the radio that Freddie won, he said repurpose it for a giveaway for my 1,000 sub giveaway.
Nice.
So that's what I'm gonna do. So the crystal clear talk pod is on the table for that.
As you guys called it, the prison wallet talk pod, which is hilarious.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
No, not you guys. That was all me.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, so congratulations again, Frank. You definitely deserve it, and thanks for all the effort you put in and helping all of our channels, not just mine, but really do appreciate all the help and your continued support and everything. And best of luck to you. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It's just onward and upwards from here. What's interesting
That's right.
is one of the videos that has gotten a lot of attention lately is the shorts that I put together into a 5-minute video from the a woman's take on ham radio live stream that I did with Amanda and Katie and Junie and a few others back in June. So that's gotten 688 views in the last 48 hours.
Oh, that's very good. Yeah, congratulations on that. That's great.
So I'm a little shocked. So there's the big news. Now I can post it to Bill in the chat saw that I was over 1,000. He tried congratulating me. I'm like, hold on, Bill. I don't want to spoil it yet. But everybody in the Tuesday and Thursday night premiere playlists, they already knew because well, we're all in the same group there.
Yep. Let me get a couple of questions. Thank you, by the way, Frank. Appreciate that. Let me take a couple of questions, then I got to bail because the kids are driving me up the wall, and I don't know where the freaking switches are. So, okay, let's see. This is an easy one. SniperCon55 says, hey, what do you think are the chances for radios like the GD88 or the GSOC to go open source, either from Radioddity or being cracked? I feel like there's a ton, and then there's more on Discord. But what are the chances of it going open source, like they just elect to make it open source? Probably 0. You would have to be cracked, and I don't know that there's enough people rocking a GSOC to actually want to do that. I could be wrong. And the GD88, I don't know. Don't know enough about that. So I don't know what to tell you. Probably not good. Probably not good to wait for that one. It's probably going to be a long time coming. Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
You're better off with a 6100 or 6200.
Yeah.
Getting one of those because those are already cracked. They're basically the same thing, but with a radio inside of them. So nobody's going to bother with that GSOC. It was. I bought one thinking the same damn thing. Yep. I still have it, but it's really just useless.
The GSOC, as far as I'm concerned, was dead on arrival. It arrived dead. They were not. It did not get popular. It did not have a large enough purchasing base, so they had no desire to keep it in development and keep working on it, which is sad. It was also very weird. It was very weird. So, all right. Let's see.
Comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
So they're talking about that Radioddity GD88 going cracked, right?
No, they're asking what the likelihood of it is.
The GD88 or the GSOC?
Both. They asked about both.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say I think the 88 may get hacked. Because it's an HT, right?
All right, well, let the other guy go. Go ahead.
I don't know about the 88, but a friend of mine who's a ham up here told me that the TYT, his 390, he put on OpenGD77. I did the same thing on my 380, still playing around with it, and then from there you can actually turn that radio into a hotspot with some software on your computer. You can go DMR, D-Star, and Fusion, if I remember correctly. Plus, if you crack it with that OpenGD77, you can also get APRS on it.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks for the update there. Okay, anybody with an open question, anyone, anywhere, go for it.
And
I have a dumb question real quick.
Hey, what's up,
legit. Hey, I've been sick as a dog, but I'm feeling horrible now, which is a huge improvement.
Oh, good.
I actually think I had whooping cough, or probably still do. But
Jesus.
Anyway, yeah, it's been an awesome 2 weeks. Let me tell you. Merry Christmas. So, on that, damn it.
He's dying in the background right now.
As a general, I can VE for techs, right?
Yes.
That was my question. Thank you so much.
Oh, easy one. Love it.
It goes along with something I'll probably talk about after you go deal with the kids, because I have a new endeavor, and I'm going to try and push all these people into at least getting their tech licenses. So I'll let you know how that goes.
Okay, very good. All right, who's next? Comment or question? Go for it.
Kilo Charlie 1.
Rocky Mountain, go for it.
Yeah, so a couple questions here. Some good news is, looks like this summer I might be moving out of the parents' house now I'm 18 and moving into a cabin we're building.
Okay.
My question for HF, any recommended antennas? I know that there's a crap ton of them. I've been looking at the one by Camelon, the MCOM 2. It's that full Skyloop antenna. Does anybody have any personal opinions on that one?
I haven't dealt with that antenna specifically, but if you have the space and land to put up a Skyloop, ain't nobody gonna complain about that. That's a great antenna. You'll have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, copy that. I'm primarily looking at getting into HF for real now that I'm with Aries. We do a bunch of our HF nets are on 80, 40, and 20, and I saw that it covers all of them with pretty good RF power and stuff. So, yeah, that one just kind of caught my eye. My second question is, does anybody have any personal opinions on that Anytone 578 tri-band mobile?
Anybody? Anytone 578 tri-band?
Comment about
that was
Skyloop?
one of the things I picked up last night from Gigaparts on the recommendation from Jason Ham Radio 2.0. I have other Anytone radios, and they're, as far as I'm concerned, the bulletproof. So picking up that 578 because I want to pick up its DMR and tri-band, 2 meters, 440 and 220. But Jason, Ham Radio 2.0, speaks very highly of it. So I'll let you know in a couple weeks when I get it.
There you go.
That sounds good, because our Aries group also does a lot of stuff on DMR. I currently have a 200 that a ham buddy loaned to me, and I'm trying to get it back to him, so I'm trying to find something else to put in the car. So those are my two questions. And then, Frank, I didn't forget about you when I reached out to you a few weeks ago. Life just got hectic the past few weeks. Now that I'm on the fire department and stuff, we've had more calls than usual, to say the least, and I'm just trying to get life squared away. But I have not forgotten about you, I promise.
Oh, not a problem. You're definitely in the messages here. Trust me, as a conductor for the railroad, I know about life getting in the way. Don't worry about it.
He has trains that get in the way.
Yeah, it's those trains, exactly.
All right. I saw the question that came in from Taz. Question here. I have a 40-meter dipole looking to expand. Where do I go from here? Verticals, more dipoles? A tower and a beam is not currently an option. And who was it? Somebody asked them how much space do you have, and they said 6 acres.
So, yes, that's me. Hey, what's up, bud?
Yeah. They were telling you to do a Skyloop. They're totally right. Do a Skyloop.
Mm-hmm.
Do a big old loop antenna, and the on the ground, totally a good idea. Loop on the ground is also another good one. Beverage on the ground. You got so many options and so many things you can do. You would have a great time.
Yeah, I've got 4 acres, and I'm going to get the Skyloop up. I'm going to start with a 300-foot doublet first, and then I'll worry about the Skyloop later, because the Skyloop is going to be difficult for me as a single guy to get it up. Mm-hmm. But then the bog or the beverage on ground, those only need to run about 500 foot, and it really depends on like how your 6 acres is laid out. But if you can run 500 foot one direction, 500 foot in 90 degrees of that, and then you can switch them back and forth, those receive antennas are fantastic.
I appreciate it. I'll look into that because, I don't know about the 90 degrees, but I definitely have 500 feet in one direction. That's 100% a thing.
Yeah, I've got 700 foot in one direction and 200 foot in the other.
Hey, if you want Delta Loop antennas, Delta Loop antennas are working on the different bands that you created. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And in example, 80 meters will work on 40, 20, 15, and 10 meters. So it's like multi-band antenna for you.
Yeah, I want to get up to 160, and a Skyloop, especially like a big Skyloop can do 160 meters, and you get some gain off of it too.
All right, let me keep chooching here.
Yeah,
because
of course.
I got to bail here shortly. The kids are persistently opening the door to get me out of here. Really fast, can a drone be used as a repeater? Yes, go nuts. Crossband likely is what you have to do. You're not going to be
only for short time.
Yeah, for 20 minutes. You're not going to put a cavity, a filter array on a drone and fly it. That's not going to work. But what were you going to say, Don?
I was going to ask you a question real quick when you.
Yeah, go for it.
But so I've got the Boondock Echo. I've got it out. I've got it set up, or I've got it hooked up. But boy, when the radio is on, all it does is hum. And I was wondering, have you had that problem with yours, or
the Boondock Echo? The device hums.
Yeah, whenever the radio's on, like the coming out of the speaker is a hum, and then the volume on the radio is kind of low. I know there's an adjustment for the volume on the radio. I mean, to bring the radio out, but I don't know, man. That hum is it's like a 60 cycle hum, but I mean, we're talking about a radio with a battery.
You should contact Mark and ask him, but
okay,
I've not experienced that.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Mark was prior obligated to a dinner convention tonight, but yeah.
Good for him.
Well, he's told me. Yeah, he's told me to contact him, and I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I gotta bail here soon. So, last question on the Discord. Anybody, go ahead.
What was wrong with the Flex?
What?
What was wrong with the PGXL? What happened? Do you know?
I don't know. I still don't know.
Okay, sorry.
So no, so here I'll show you what I did. So I had this open right in the background, and I had made sure that enable transmit was off, so it was yellow. And then I just clicked on amp operate in the lower right hand corner, which is what you do to turn it on. And that was it. And it started to transmit. I wonder if there was something with the tuner, but the tuner is RF sensing. It's not connected to the radio. So unless I hit, because DAX was on, and so if I hit, I don't think I hit MOX. I don't think I hit anything. That's the thing. I just hit amp operate.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
The first QMX that I built, I blew it up. I got another one, of course, but the finals popped and smoked. I heard them and smelled them a minute after I transmitted. So it could have been built up heat that finally got to one of those components in the light antenna. It's totally possible because I know that's exactly what happened to me with my radio.
So Eric said, I think you were still in a QSO, but I wasn't. I thought I finished it, and I turned off enable transmit. So unless that enable transmit is just for when people, does it automatically start transmitting? No, because if you have it enabled turned off, somebody's trying to call me right now, and it's not automatically replying to them. I'm sure I clicked something. It's not the amp's fault. The amp's fine.
What I think it was, Josh, going along Eric's lines there, is you disabled the enable transmit button right as it started transmitting the next message. That's what I think happened.
And then
you flipped the amp.
Oh, okay. Well, word to the wise, if you're going to do that, hit the halt transmit button that's right next to enable. Because if it's
I have to hit MOX to turn it off or to stop it. If MOX triggers, it just stays triggered no matter what I do on the screen for WSJTX. I have to go and physically turn MOX off.
That's possible. I unclicked enable transmit after the transmit cycle. That's possible. I was just in a hurry, I guess. We were towards the end of the live hour, so I mean, we're going to blow it up anyway. It just, I would have liked to have built up to the highest amount of power we could put into it and started to see the lights burn out as they get further up. That's always fun to do, but fine.
Yeah, that was fantastic, though. It really, I mean, watching those lights, they were so bright.
It was so bright. It was crazy.
What I wanted to do was make a sideband contact on 40 with you on it before it went out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have switched back to single sideband. Well, every year we do this, so next year will be the 8th annual. I won't do. I don't think I can do that one again. That is just too dang big. It's just it took me hours to assemble that thing. It was no joke. I should have had like 2 other guys to help me get that thing up in the air.
You went and put it on the roof.
Oh no, I could not. I would have fallen off and killed myself if I tried to put that on the roof.
Get Shane to come over and do it.
Shane, probably somebody else. I might need their help in the future to do something like that. But yeah, it's still fun. I still had fun. We got an hour out of it, so it's no big deal. All right, guys. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. I've always wanted to go to California, so if you need help, give me a call.
I will. I appreciate that very much so. Normally we would go for hours for the after chat, but like I said, I had 2 kids that had tooth extractions. They are blowing me up to give them their Nintendo Switch, but I don't know where the dang thing is, so I have to leave and go figure it out. Yeah, sorry about bailing on you guys, but I appreciate y'all coming out. We answered a lot of questions. Go ahead, Frank.
I'll leave you with this. Your antenna had a premature signalation tonight.
Yeah, there you go. I got to tell you what, though. That antenna on field day would be killer. That is a cool antenna. I might do something like that in the future.
Well, I've got a couple of the Explorer or whatever the heck I can't think of the name right now, but the POTA masts from him, and they're slightly longer. So I'm really thinking about doing that because that looked like that would work really well.
I love him getting shade from somebody who didn't answer my question. Wow. Do you know how many weeks, years I've been doing this every Saturday with you guys after chat and answering questions? And we get somebody a little impatient. What's the question? How do you power the Power Flex to get 240 volt? It only has black, white, green. What? What are you talking about? The Power Flex? What Power Flex? You're talking about the Power Genius, the amp? It takes 110.
Yeah. It works better on 240, but
sure, absolutely.
I put into 240s and I can't. It really does make a difference. But again, if it works for you, don't even bother. I mean, it's
oh no. So it complains if it starts getting north of like 500 watts, it starts saying we're overdriving it. So I'm guessing that would be better if I gave it a 240 line. So that's fine. I can give it 240 in the future, but I don't have that now. So
right, yeah. I ran my Mercury for ever on 110, and I just decided, well, what the hell? I'll put 240 on it, and you can see it runs cooler, slightly cooler than it did before, and I can run it up 1200 watts, and it doesn't even blink.
I mean, I don't need that much power. I don't need that right now. So 500.
Right.
It'll do the Christmas light antenna. That's literally my upper limit. Yes, how though? What do you mean? I don't understand. You take a 3-pronged plug, and you shove it into the back of it takes a computer plug, the same that you put in a power supply of a computer. That's what it takes. Whether you give it 240, 110, doesn't matter. You just plug it in, dude. Go look at it. Go look at the damn thing online. There's pictures online.
Yeah. Well, not only that, the manuals are online.
Yeah,
you can go to Flex and get the documentation.
God.
All right, Josh, go find that switch for the kids.
Yeah. And have a happy New Year, Josh.
You also have a happy New Year. We'll see you again next week. I will have a Patron Picks episode for next Saturday. We'll have some fun, and we will do a proper after chat. And we'll have some fun. I'm going to be posting some videos that should be interesting. We're going to be talking about the N76, and I am going to get to that TID radio, I think. We're going to be talking about that H3. I've got some thoughts, and I still haven't tested it yet for spurious emissions, but Randy tells me it's clean, so I'm very excited. So,
as for spurious emissions on the H3, I don't think they're too bad. I don't have a tester, but from my own experience, it hasn't been too bad. The H3, I wouldn't really trust its quality, though, considering that thing's fallen off my belt before, and I swear it broke for a bit. It fixed itself randomly, but it broke for a bit. I just wouldn't trust it, if I'm being honest, but this is my own experience with it.
All right, I gotta go. They're driving me nuts.
Yeah.
73, everybody.
Go ahead, and Frank will handle the rest of
Yeah,
the chat.
take it
Oh
away,
yeah,
Frank.
yeah, right.
Run with it, buddy. You got it. See ya,
73,
everybody.
Josh.
73 on the Discord.
73. Happy New Year.
All right. Happy New Year, everybody. All right, guys. I got to go find a Nintendo Switch. Apparently, my kids have told me that I am the keeper of the Switch. I don't remember where I put it, if I did hide it. I don't think I did, but I'm going to go look for it. Guys, you have a great rest of your holiday break. If you're on a break, please have a great, safe New Year's Eve. I'll probably be posting some videos and also some shorts because I'm going somewhere kind of fun here soon. So everybody take it easy. Oh, wow, look at that. 16 months. Jody with the hot 46 months as a member of the Ham Radio Crash Course. I very much appreciate you, Jody. Also appreciate you, Chris Radio and Life. Guys, have a great rest of your weekend, blah, blah, blah. And believe it or not, I may talk about this in the future. I got jury duty, and I've had to call in, and they keep telling me to call in for Monday. I don't have to check in, but I think they may want me to come in on Tuesday. So, I don't know, man. It's wild. I'm Josh, KI6NAZ, a 73. Take it easy. Give me that. I'm trying to take my light. Do you see what it does? Look. It's got a spot, a flood, and a red. Look. Have I thought of any places that it could be? Have I thought of where I would put my Nintendo Switch if I hid one? I have. I don't know where it is.
Where did you think?
I know the mic audio is still live. We're just having fun here. All right, 73, everybody. Jury duty's on the air, coming soon. Can't wait to get held in contempt of court. Sir, why were you trying to transmit CW from the jury pit?